Hello, I'm Chylli from Channel Chylli, also known as Try, and we're back with more Deep Sleep, Labyrinth of the Forsaken. Last time we left off, we met Tutu, and we finished our third dream, and we were right about to get into the fourth one. I feel like we should probably go to the attic, maybe completely finish off the hotel. Wish we could hurry and get another map because that was really useful last time. Oh, you know what? I did not even notice these doors down here. Emitter device set up to transmit a signal of some sort. Where does it go? What does it do? No idea. Hopefully it's not harmful, but why do I feel weird tingling? A wire grid antenna, I doubt it's for the TV. It's a dish antenna set up to receive a signal of some sort. The parabolic antenna was invented by German physicist Heinrich Hertz. Not that it matters, I'm fun at parties. Random fact I know, I'm fun at parties. Jeez, I completely butchered that, but it's okay, we're doing fun. Oh, hello there, I didn't hear you come in. Please, take a seat, I'll be right with you. Excuse me? Who are you? Oh my, you don't know? Have we not met yet? Or perhaps you've just forgotten. Either way, it's fascinating, truly fascinating. Okay, let me serve then. Hi, my name is Amy. You are? Right, I guess introductions are in order. My name is Schulzer, Dr. Schulzer. I'm a scientist leading dream-related research inside Real Plexus. At where? How do you not know your own computer branding? You really don't remember. Fascinating. Remarkably fascinating. Please, let's talk. It's a great opportunity to study the situation further. What are you doing here, Dr. Schulzer? Geez, I can't stop sneezing. I don't know. I guess I just sneeze a lot when I wake up. Research? What sort of research? Isn't that obvious? A dream-related one. Object permanence, to be exact. Have you noticed things around you seem to vanish or fall apart? Definitely, especially in contact with monsters. What monsters? Various types, never mind that. Yes, items seem to fall apart quite easily here. Exactly, that's object permanence. In dreams, unlike in the real world, things seem to vanish when you stop focusing on them, and similarly, a lot of items crumble into nothing if you focus on them too much. I'm still trying to plot a chart of permanence versus focus. So far, it's quite zigzaggy. For me, the magic number seems to be 4. What do you mean by that? I can swing an arm bone 4 times before it breaks. With a what? Okay, bad example, but I hope you know what I meant. 4 times, I'm pretty sure that with some training you should be able to increase that number. I'll let you know when that happens. Until then, thank you for your input. We've met before? Most certainly. I was surprised you didn't recognize me at first. I'm the one that made it possible for you to get this far. What do you mean? That device you use every night? That electrode head cap? Where do you think you got it from? Exactly. No problem in the world that can be solved by sidereal plexus experimental equipment. And sidereal plexus has allowed you to lend me this thing just like that. Well, not exactly. I'm sure it won't be a problem, since I'll present them with a big volume of fully documented research data on your case. You mean you didn't tell your higher-ups that you gave me this experimental technology? I have not told them yet. Let's not create fake problems under false pretenses. They will know everything once I submit my research. So what's up with the chair? This is a research instrument. I'm trying to do some testing on how physical trauma within the dream world can reinforce a person's focus. Wait, is it a torture device? Most definitely not. It's a precise, calibrated, delicate scientific instrument. And it hurts the user. Well, yes, but it's just half of the truth. It can also be beneficial. It will increase your focus, allow you to manipulate the dream more. Be my guest, I would love to have your results. Just be careful, it doesn't weaken you too much. Also, you can use it up to 3 times. Okay, so I'm assuming it's like coffee, where it restores to focus 3 times. You mentioned sidereal plexus. You must have heard about sidereal plexus. I work for them. They've done so much for the science. Can't even begin to try to list all of their achievements. Well, I guess it's good to know there's someone researching all of this. Oh, definitely. I would say our research is going to change the whole world. And all the data from your input is priceless. What are those antennas for? What antennas? All of those around here? They're rather hard to miss. Oh, those are scientific devices. Very fragile equipment, really susceptible to interference of all kinds. Please don't touch them. I won't, I was just curious. That's good, Curiosity killed the cat. No wait, that's the wrong one. Curiosity... There's gotta be some positive saying about it, let me think. Doctor, yes? What about those antennas? What are they for exactly? I don't know. You don't? I can't be possibly expected to know every little detail about everything, you know. My adjunct has to remember that stuff. I only really have to know where my adjunct is. And where's your adjunct? I don't know. You mentioned your assistant. Is he lost? Yes, my adjunct. Haven't seen him in hours, maybe days. His name is Barnaby. If you see him, tell him there was someone asking about the antennas. That was me. You were Barnaby? Really? No, I was the person asking about the antennas. That makes a whole lot more sense. In that case, it's all sorted. But you still don't know where he is. Aren't you worried? Worried? No, why would I be? Because your assistant is missing? Well, he lost himself, he'll find himself, if you say so. A menacing-looking armchair bearing the vibe of a dentist chair was somehow even worse. Scary protrusions, spikes, and tubes hang ominously over the headrest, surrounded by flashing and blinking devices. I understand how the results of the sewer experiment might have been upsetting for the higher-ups, and I agree we need to consider Sleeper's morale going forward. Terminating the altered researches was a good call, and I will stick by it. The deceased family will be compensated for their loss, so there shouldn't be any further issues regarding that. Now that you've all seen the reports, and we all know what the entities are capable of doing, because this might prove to be an obstacle, or as we choose to call it, a challenge, I would like to suggest another phase of this experiment. Find the experiment proposal outlines attached below. Dr. R. Banks. Okay, so this is the doctor that left behind his assistant in the hotel. Well, that was interesting, certainly. Gotta remember, apparently that can restore 4 HP, which is really useful. Whoa, that is 3 damage, that's really good. Hello there. Hello. Who are you? Joshua Seymour, Sunrise Telegram. Nice to meet you, Joshua. I'm Amy. Can I ask you a few questions, Amy? Questions? Wait, are you a journalist? A reporter for Sunrise Telegram, like I've said. It won't take long, I promise. You know this is a dream, right? Wow, that was supposed to be my first question. I guess that answers it, though. Alright then, now it's my turn. That's not how journalism works. I'm looking for my brother. His name is Thomas. Well, I certainly hope you could find him. Have you tried to post a missing persons report? My newspaper prints a bunch of every issue. Actually, we already posted an obituary notice. I'm terribly sorry, Amy, but in that case, why do you still search for him? Because I know he's somewhere still here in a weird, twisted way. Maybe I just want to say goodbye. Let me guess, your last conversation wasn't a nice one. I'd rather not talk about it. Of course, that's understandable. Forgive me, that was too personal. Anyway, people don't usually get second chances in situations like these. I hope you find your brother, I really do. What brings you here, Joshua? Work, as always. I'm a journalist, and I believe there's a topic wherever I look for it, even here, in the dream world. Or you could just get some rest like everyone else who sleeps. Says you, who is clearly here to relax. Hey Shay, so what's the story you're working on? That this is all real? Isn't that a huge story within itself? Dreams are connected, existing without the people who created them. Nightmarish monsters living inside discarded memories. Tell me that doesn't sound fascinating. It does. It also sounds like something that nobody would believe. I know I didn't. And now here you are. Is there anything I can do to help? Aren't you just the kindest? As a matter of fact, yes you could. I could really use some help right now. Yeah, I found myself in a bit of a pickle. I'm here to gather material for an article, but to be completely honest, some of that involves certain risks. Getting in situations I'd rather not puts myself in, and for various reasons, I feel like you aren't a stranger to said situations. Can you be more specific? I need pictures, photos of those nightmarish creatures, of monsters that roam the halls of this place, but I don't really feel like facing one right now. You want me to take pictures of monsters? Well, yes, but not necessarily many monsters. Just a few snaps of one should be enough. Still, that sounds crazy. I know, that's exactly why I haven't done it yet. Please. Would you be willing to help? Take this camera, use up all the film it has when you encounter a monster. I've heard of ones often roaming through the corridor outside of this room. Wow, that instant camera was actually really useful. It would be useful to actually get that as a summonable item. You do seem to realize that this is all a dream. Yes, of course, a shared vision and dream, however you want to call it. So what's the point of taking pictures? You know, it's not like you'll wake up with them sitting in your pillow or something like that. Of course I know, things don't work like this, but maybe, you don't know, if we reach the end of the night, if we wake up without interruptions, whatever we hold, we get to keep in our heads. Yes, I know what you mean, but are you trying to say you'll be able to recreate the monster's appearance from memory? Yes, and while might not be a visual artist, I'm pretty good with words. The more details I can remember, the more refined descriptions I'll provide my readers with. But wouldn't all that be a bit too abstract for a random person? You and I both know things about dreams that others don't. People won't believe me, that's what you're trying to say. People will say I just had a very vivid nightmare, nothing more. Well, consider this to be my problem. As a journalist, I'll try to bring the truth right to the doorstep. It's up to them if they accept it or not. I've got the pictures you asked for. Really, show me. Yes, there it is. Wow, that's scary. It looks like it's about to attack. This one is a bit blurry, but sometimes that can be even better, especially in print. Blurring leaves bits and pieces to the reader's imagination. Oh, and this one is even better. Wow, you had to approach it very closely. You're really brave. I work at a vet clinic. I guess approaching beasts that want to bite my head off is just something I learned to do. Either way, those are amazing. I'll put them to good use, but don't worry, I'm not going to leave you empty-handed. Take this, I feel like you might find it useful. Feel like we should probably just use it while we're here. If we could get a thermos, that would be really useful. And up we go down to the attic. Okay, well, I heard someone running around. The picture shows a dilapidated, decaying building. Why would anyone send a postcard from a place like this? Wish you were here, I'm lost. Too many rooms. Something follows me. They pretend to still taste They pretend to be still. Taste of mold in my throat. Okay, we're gonna leave that medicine in here for now because we will probably need it later if we get into a fight. This coloring book contains black and white line art of various vehicles, freely colored in with crayons. The last marked page has some hints from the book and the young artist's comments. Color the car green. That car should be red because red cars are faster. Draw the car driver. On the next page, there's a picture of a rocket ship. Oh no, I really do not like mannequins. I do not like mannequins in these kinds of games. A cord ending with a handle dangles from the mannequin's back while you try to pull the cord. Oh man. How can I help you? Who are you? Hurts so much. And suffering. End this, please. I don't really know what I'm missing in that room. I kind of picked up everything I could. No, I'm not dealing with that right now. The chimney seems clogged. There's something stuck in there, but I can't reach it. This week in our town, there is one of those stories that feels like a fantasy, a dream come true, when passion and talent wins against all adversaries. From a dark basement to museum halls, be there and maybe you will inspire the articles. The artist's next work. Oh hey, it's Tutu again. Amelia, it is good to see you. Alas, the circumstances are far from good. Attic, I didn't think an attic is a regular nightmare trope, is it? This realm does not take the healing concept of tropes into consideration. Things in the attic are hidden away from the world. They are objects frozen in time, memories encapsulated within household items that people decided to put away. Encapsulated memories isn't that the case with most items? Yes, but the items people decided to pull out of view are somewhat special. They're not desired around anymore, so too precious to just throw away, but too harmful and painful to keep around. I would say this place represents suppressed memories, a storage for all the things that are no longer needed or welcomed in life. Some memories are too shameful to keep, some are too heartbreaking. In any case, going through them may be cathartic, but often it's traumatic and painful. This feels like a good place to look for your brother, I believe. This place is crawling with all those mannequins. Their uniformness and lack of facial features hints at something, perhaps something about losing one's identity or fear of becoming plain and indistinctive. Whatever the case might be, I do not know why they are here. It is a relatively new addition. But they weren't here before Thomas was lost. Indeed, keep in mind this realm is ever-changing. There are no constants that cannot or will not be altered with time. Perhaps the mannequins are somehow connected to your brother's fate, perhaps they are not. They could just be... They could be the cause, but also the consequence. Tell me something about the realm of dreams. What is the realm of dreams? It is everything you see here. It is all of the dreams everywhere. When a human sleeps, the dream is like a river. Follow that river long enough and you will at some point meet an ocean. The realm of dreams is that ocean. And if it's deep enough, you can visit or dream of anyone in the whole world. More so than that, just like there are many dreams, there are many waking worlds. Your reality is just one of the many. You mean parallel universes? Yes, some of those worlds are similar to yours, some completely different. You cannot visit those worlds directly. Or at least, people should not be able to, but you can meet people from other worlds here in the realm of dreams, as it is a sort of a middle ground. Dreams as bridges between worlds, that's incredible. My advice would be to try and focus on your own world for now. You can meet other people in the realm of dreams, other living, breathing people that are asleep. Correct, if their sleep takes them deep enough, moving from their personal pocket into the vast space beneath, they could meet. We call them dreamers or travelers. Dreamers are self-explanatory. Travelers because they can and often do travel from one dream to another. I will let you know if I meet any of those dreamers. I met a journalist, his name is Joshua, and he writes for Sunrise Telegram newspaper. Thus he is like a scribe, not completely wrong, Tutu. He writes, but he's also a reporter. He researches stories and happenings. It's like being a private investigator without the private part. A non-private investigator? You know what a newspaper is, right? Indeed, naturally, although human concepts and constructs change so rapidly, it is sometimes difficult to keep up. But enough about that, you were telling me about a man, not his job. I do believe occupation is not what defines a person. Tell me about the person. Well said, Josh is... He seems to love his investigation. He's curious, that's for sure. He's ambitious, maybe even too ambitious. I'm not sure what he thinks he can gain from a new story of his own dream. Perhaps he merely wishes his readers to be well informed that Chylli care for strangers. No, that's not what I meant. The point is, as determined as he has no idea what is really going on here. But then again, neither do you, Amelia. Touché. I met a scientist, Dr. Schulzer. He's the one that gave me the electrode cap, you know, the one that, I think, saved me from the shadow people. So you knew that man before embarking on the journey. That's the weird part. I don't remember ever meeting him before, yet I had the device from the beginning. Inquisitive. There might be several explanations for this. First, perhaps you really have not met before. Time in the realm of dreams is sometimes flows in a different way than you are accustomed to. Multiple versions of similar events can occur next to each other, swapping places, divergent in time. So I've not met the version of Dr. Schulzer that gives me the device yet, or some other version of me met him. I don't get it. It is complicated, but it is one of the possible answers. The second explanation would be that you did meet him, but this memory was lost during your encounter with the Shadow People. I told you, Amelia, you do not escape them unscathed like that. They might have taken a part of you, some of your memories. I guess I can't know if they took something if I don't remember it. Whatever I lost, I'm just glad I still remember my brother. There's a third possibility. The Miniman lied to you. Lied? Why would he do that? I do not know, and I do not say that was the case. Just be careful where you place your trust. I've learned that Dr. Schulzer works for the Sidereal Plexus Corporation. Sidereal Plexus. Have you heard about them? This name has been appearing more and more in the fabric of the realm with unusual density and worrying frequency. What are they doing here? You don't seem too thrilled. I do not know exactly, but I am indeed not very euphoric with the idea of those scientists probing and poking this reality, especially with their intrusive methods. What's wrong with science, Tutu? Nothing within science itself is wrong, it's all about how it is utilized. Science is powerful, Amelia, and like every power, it can be used to do bad things. Humanity has several close calls already caused by rapid progress of science, atomic bombs, global pollution. I'm not against science, Amelia. Well, neither am I, of course. I'm a vet if it weren't for advancements in medicine. Precisely, I merely said that progress without any control might lead to things moving too fast toward doom, with the common sense unable to keep up and without a possibility to correct the course. So what is the correct pace? Who should decide what should and what shouldn't be investigated by the researchers? That's an impossible question, especially for your kind that has long turned its back on the guidance of any form of higher power. Maybe that's why you don't like it. The more people learn about the world, the more they stop believing in things. Science takes away your divinity. It tore down the temples and stripped your status away, didn't it? I do not blame science for that. It is a natural way of things, Amelia. I know that I look and sound like I represent archaic ancient days, and perhaps I do, but at the same time, remember, I protect people from the shadows of their dreams. Every human dreams of a better tomorrow, with progress. Science is what brings them the tomorrow they dream of when they are here. It would be hypocritical for me to stand against it, even if it ultimately leads to me vanishing entirely from existence. You mentioned that people should not be able to visit parallel universes. That is correct. Why? People cross borders from their respective waking worlds to here and then back every night. If someone leaves to a different world, they take up the spot of someone else. That someone else has nowhere to return to. In rare cases, they can swap places with the one that took their spot, but it is very unlikely. And they can't wake up? What happens to them? I do not know, and we probably do not want to find out. You say there are nightmares, terrible things, but people have always had nightmares. It's no big deal if something happens here to a person. As long as it's not the shadow people, it's not really dangerous, right? First of all, Amelia, yes, people always have had nightmares, but how can you be certain it's not that they only wake up fine because guardians are protecting them? Because you'd have to be busier than Santa is on Christmas Eve all the time. I'm not the only guardian, and time here moves differently, but I will admit the consequences of being hurt or dying here are usually not commiserate. People wake up feeling tired, exhausted, sick. Sometimes they experience emotional trauma, but even if they don't remember the dream, their life force is still drained in this way or another. They don't remember the nightmares, but they keep experiencing their consequences. Unexplained insomnia often results of the human body's instinctively trying to avoid being subjected to the same trauma again, even if the mind has rejected it. It is more than just a minor inconvenience you need to understand. As you explore the realm of dreams in its current state of disarray, you will see what I mean. Most people don't die then, but they are like dead inside. Dead inside, this is a very fitting form of paraphraseology. Or sorry, phraseology. Maybe I should backtrack a little just to double check in these places that I didn't explore very thoroughly. This man seems happy. It's almost inappropriate given the surroundings. That gleefulness is not right. The mask looks resentful, sorrowful. When holding it, I almost feel like crying myself, although I don't know why exactly. faster than this barrel here. We'll still save the medicine there for later. Okay, we got a strong heavy metal chain. What else am I supposedly missing in this room? Shit, we are completely out of space here. A broken piece of hard plastic kind of looks like half of a mannequin's torso. Not very sturdy, but can be used to block a hit or two before it cracks and completely crumbles. Oh boy, I was expecting him to die of bleed before he could attack. That was my bad there. I didn't know that was how the game worked. A fang of a giant spider dripping with venom. Stabbing with it won't hurt at first, but with time it might be lethal. I should be extra careful around it. Okay, it basically does 7 damage over 7 turns, which is really interesting. Okay, I think this room was a dead end, so maybe we'll go and attack those guys next time and see how we can do. But for now, that's where we're gonna end today's video because we are out of time. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time when we continue with more Deep Sleep, Labyrinth, and the Forsaken. So yeah, until then, bye!